Poppin', y'all, fully focused. Back out of another video, and today I wanted to talk about the idea of complacency and how it affects your progress or not. Or it, instead of not affecting progress, how it can decline, right? Reverse, right? Regress. So, the idea of complacency, right? I say we want to strive our best version. We have to strive to become the best version of ourselves, right? Always be 0.1% better every day. I'm going to break that down. We can't be, complacent within our lives, right? Life is always changing. Now, there's a thing where I think Dr. Miles Monroe is like, there's 10 keys to success. One major point is, the idea that life is change. Life is change, right? So life is going to change whether you like it or not, right? That's something where it is what it is. So you're in a position, right, where there's change happening. You either let life change you, or you take control and change your life. A lot of people have do the option where they let life change them. People in general, both men and women, but I'm gonna obviously target men in the audience. People have people tell them what to do, or try to persuade them, going the general route. That's what society tries to do. You go to college. Get a 4-year degree, have a 9-to-5 job, with men, have 2.1 kids, a wife, get a house, die happily ever after. I personally don't believe that specific route. One, I don't believe in marriage. Even though if I'm religious, humans have taken marriage out of proportion and context nowadays, especially women. But think of it like this, right? I go throughout the college route, but that's personally what I want to do. I like to use my brain in other sorts of ways to solve people's problems. STEM is something that I'm fascinated with. I've always had an affinity within mathematics, science, and then English is always, inverted within it, and it's something that I've always had an interest for. That's just personally me. Going throughout the college route, it's not something that's obscure to me, but it doesn't apply to everybody. You don't necessarily have to go to college to be successful, right? But never be complacent of where you're at, even if you don't take the college route. There's always something that you can do to improve your living situation, your lifestyle, your financial situation, right? I talked about it in a previous video on why men should go to the gym, optimizing your physique. They're two synonymous topics, right? Obviously, the gym, the body, but it breaks down in two different perspectives, right? Complacency is going to touch on pretty much everything, your finances, all that, but it's more of a mentality thing. Never strive, right, to go in and just say, it's just going to be the same, or I'm just going to settle, right? When you settle, results don't, or the success doesn't come after that. Within, a job, when you go in, you're 9 to 5, and you feel like it's draining, put in the work, do what you got to do right now, so that you can level up to a better job or a better place within X amount of time. It could be days, months, years, right? If it's days, I'll be surprised, but months or years, right? People, throughout life, they digress or they fall off because they became complacent. Always being hungry, always wanting more, no matter what you do, keeps you pushing through life. There's always something to do. There's not like, even if you retire, you can't retire, Retirement says, oh, I'm done, with life. Like, what are you going to do? You always got to be hungry. Is Bill Gates retired? No. Bill Gates keeps on going, he keeps on moving, he pushes, he finds new ways to adapt, overcome, and try to explore new areas. Dwayne Wade retired from the NBA, but he's not done within life. He has his own game show, right? He was on NBA on TNT, becoming an analyst. There's things where you can explore and adapt, right? You don't necessarily have to go through one route. I always talk about men, achieving your purpose or something like that. But as long as you live, your purpose doesn't necessarily have to be just this one thing. It's a general thing that can branch off, right, into little types of outreach. Like, for example, it just could be you want to influence people for the better, right? That's your purpose. That's just an example, arbitrary or whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. But how you can influence people. Create a non-profit organization, right? You retire from it, right? You were a founding CEO, you retire from it. What do you do next? Volunteer, then you become a teacher. That's another type of influencer, right? Then you retire being a teacher, and then you go on, become a public speaker. You know what I'm saying? It's never, the interpretation of being on your purpose and all that. It's all very subjective. You find out what you want to do, what your skill is, and you give it back to the world. But the idea is that you never, settle. Me, there's days where you don't feel like doing it, but it doesn't matter how you feel, you just do it. You just do. Don't think, just do. When you think too much about it, when you hesitate, then you already, you messed up. You gotta do what the right thing is for you. And, I have the self-value for myself where, I'm not going back to a place where I was before because it's not meant for you. I'm not going to go back, right? That's like going back on an ex, right? Always go on a new relationship. Never digress. When you have your self-value for yourself, when you respect yourself, always be grateful for the opportunities, obviously, for that you've been given. You either have a car or you have a house, a roof over your head, water, food. I'm not saying take that out the window, but don't fool it for you to just stay at the same place. You can work all you want and still be at the same spot. Remember that. You can work all you want and still be at the same spot. It's okay with if you want to. But me, my guy, that's not where I want. I have goals to hit. It's a mentality thing. Never be complacent. Never be complacent. Never settle. Don't settle. The gym, you hit 50. Your body, you can't lift like that. You can't, obviously it's hard to, then, maintain as much as you can. More reps, more sets. You can be leaner a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that's really something I feel like should be instilled within everyone, with men especially. because once you become complacent, then everything else falls out. Now you see nowadays, that's when their wives leave them, people resent them, lose friends, lose job, lose their home, all that. It is what it is, right? Anyways, that's the video, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. 0.001% better, right? Every day. Talking something every day. We gotta be faithfully committed to greatness. So, thanks all. Thanks for tuning in. Share this with somebody, right? I'll catch y'all later. All right, peace.